Is John Wayne Daugherty with JWD Lego Fun coming at you with a live tonight unboxing this set, the Lego Town Hall. This is my set that I've been wanting for basically the whole 5 years that I've been collecting, and it's a modular. I have all the other modulars that I actually want, which is now 12 of, no, 13 out of the 16, and super excited to do the live unboxing tonight and start building. So I am, again, so excited to do the live unboxing and building. I will glance over every once in a while to see who pops up on the chat. Let me know if you can hear the video and everything else. I'm going to try to clip the phone into this holder over here so that way it's ready to go. And so hopefully this works. All right. That gives you something. I'm building here on my Lego table today. There, I've got this light here, so hopefully that'll help us, help you to see more easily. Some of the things that I do, well, actually, let's look at this first. So today I went to, hey, thanks, Craig. I appreciate that the sound is working well. Hopefully you can see what's going on. Today I've got a teenage Groot that I picked up from Bricks and Minifigs in Plano. And they do this live event on Facebook every Monday at 7 o'clock. And so they were doing like couples or pairs because Valentine's Day is coming up. And so they did Rocket and Groot. So, and then I picked up, and then of course there's Rocket. And then when I was there, because I don't have her, I got a Princess Leia minifig with her cinnamon bun hair because I just had to have that. So I got those three. So that's more to my Disney minifigure collection. And so that's what I picked up today. Got a pretty good deal on those. Hey D4, and you got your blankie mode is active, huh? Okay. So kids, don't try this at home, but I always keep a knife here with the Lego stuff to open my boxes. A nice sharp steak knife. Now this, I got this on Amazon. It was really super expensive. I probably won't get any huge sets for the rest of the year because of this, but it is sealed. And so sealed on all four corners. I think this set was from 2013. So this set actually has an elevator in it, which I always thought was cool. Boop to you, phase. Then there's a place for a wedding. There's a balcony. This is actually the tallest modular set. It goes up to 20 inches tall at the top of the spire here. Just all kinds of cool inside stuff. 3 floors plus the roof, glass ceilings, everything. So one of the other things I do when I'm building is I've got these 9x13 lids from like the silver foil pans, and I take the lid off of that, and that's what I use to put my pieces in. So, you know, when I empty bag 1, I'll put it in here, and then it's keeps it together, so that way I can build with it more easily. And so here we go. I'm so excited. Okay. So see how that nicely, let's slice that tape. And then this is where I've been taking pictures lately, is this area right here. I've got all kinds of stuff going on, so we'll have that in the middle. So here we go. Open it up. Well, it looks like there's stuff in here that's appropriate to be in here, so that's good. That's good. All right, here we go. And there's something about that right there, just seeing all the bags, that is so satisfying. So I usually will take then and put the box up where I can see it when I'm building. Normally I'd be taking pictures of all my bags and everything else, but since I'm using the phone for my YouTube live, there's no taking pictures. So first things first is organize your bags. Count all your bags out, put them all together in groups like they're numbered. So, like all the modulars, it comes either with a 32 by 32 plate. I don't know how I've got dog hair already, but welcome to the house where I have dogs. Well, just one dog. But anyway, her name is Coco. She's so cute. So this is a 32 by 32, like tan colored plate. Sometimes they're 16 by 32 and they have two buildings. Hey, Alex. Oh, sorry about your dog. That's the danger of having a dog, is sometimes they throw up on the floor. No one here likes to clean that up, so Mom usually does that. But the dog likes her better than anybody else anyway, so. Instructions, all sealed up. Some people use the instructions, and look, instructions not on black paper. Lego. Let's have a talk. Lego. No one likes the black paper, okay, for this 18 plus adult set. This is, this one says 14 plus. If they released it nowadays, it'd be in the 18 plus section. No one likes the black pages. It's too hard to see for the old people, aka me. So, and it's supposed to be made for old people. So, all right, so this is the bag that came in, and it comes with, the older sets don't have one thing of instructions. They have multiple, and it's usually for each floor. So this one here has 3 books, numbered 1, 2, and 3. And book 1 will be the first floor, book 2 will be the second floor, book 3 will be the third floor, and it's a little bit thicker, so it's also the roof of the building. So we're going to start, obviously, because I'm cool like that, with book 1. So I got that ready to go. Now let's see how many bags we have. Okay. This is also one of the older sets. And so the older sets, like the newer sets, it might be bags 1 through 17 or whatever. This one looks like it's bags 1 through 3, which means there's only 3 sets of bags in this mess. That's a lot of stuff. So each set of bags goes to a floor and roof. So there's lots of 3s, 2s, and 1s, and that's how you know what it's for. So even if it has bag 1, I like later sets. I like the fact that they went back and renumbered them, so then you didn't open 75,000 bags that all say number 1 on them. Here's some extra plates, so that way for the building of the floors. So probably won't need those until the second set of bags. Now remind me that I put those over there, because I'm probably going to forget, and then I'm going to be thinking that they weren't there. So we'll put bag 3s in the back, because we don't need those till last. So even these little small bags, they all have numbers on them. So this will be, because of that, a little more challenging than it would have been otherwise. I think one of the other sets I did this on, I kind of put bigger parts in one set of bags in one container and smaller parts in another container. So I think I might do that with this one. I need to go get another container so I can have the sort. That's a 2, so I'll throw that over there. 1, My goodness. 3. Yeah, I'm sure this part is entertaining. I'm sure you're thrilled about this part. But hey, you know, it's a process. You can't just have the set pop out of the box already made. Where's the fun in that? Lots of ones. So far we got a plate, we got 3 instruction books, and we have lots and lots of bags. There's another bag 3, there's another bag 3, 1, 2, another bag 3, 1, here's another 2, 1, 3, 1. Do you feel like you've won? I feel like I've won. All right, there we go. That's a lot of bags. That's a lot of bags. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 bag ones. So that's what we're going to start with. Like I said, when you have a set that has so many in it like this, a lot of people will separate by color. I kind of separate big and small pieces because I'm too impatient to separate by color. I've got too much stuff to do to think about that. I'm looking for my other box here, so I'm going to go grab another tub to sort in. I've got lots of these laying around, so grab those. Had Series 20 minifigures in this one, so I dumped those out real quick. All right. Make him walk the plank is what you do with a drunken sailor. I know that because I've heard that at Disney. But I thought it was a drunken pirate. Oh, you see the pirate stuff over in the corner? Yeah, in my Diagon Alley over there. In my series, I think it's series 2, Harry Potter minifigures. Okay, another thing. I learned a long time ago that you double and triple check these bags to make sure you got everything out of it. Sometimes it doesn't open all the way and a little piece will stick up in the corner. Sometimes it's down here. Don't throw it away. So, one of the things that I do normally is I put it back in the box. I've got a little tub down here that I'm going to throw stuff into, so I don't get rid of it. Because inevitably, I'll think that I've checked very well and made sure that I don't have any problems and I haven't lost anything. And then I'll go try to find a piece and go, oh, Lego, you cheated me. There's supposed to be a piece in here and now it's gone. And then it turns out that it was my fault, not Lego's fault. The great Lego never makes a mistake. Although, you know, I have had some sets with stuff missing, and you contact Lego and they'll send it to you. So they're pretty good about that. So I'm going to start emptying these bags. These pieces here, I would call these bigger pieces. There's some 1x8 bricks, some 1x6 bricks. So I'll put the bigger bags in this one, and then the smaller ones, smaller bags over here. So here's like, this will be one of the smaller bags, smaller pieces. You're a vampire phase. That's interesting. Does your family know this? Does your family know that you're a vampire? Why are you scaring everybody? I have over 1,000 subscribers now, which is great. That's what I need for monetizing, and So I'm trying to get my viewership up, my viewed hours, minutes. And so that's why I'm doing this live, because it will give me a chance to have a video that's longer, that doesn't take as much to, doesn't take as much to upload it. Because if you do a live, it's already uploaded on the YouTube system, and you're not having to worry about waiting for it. It has to have 4,000 view hours, and I'm up to like 2,800 view hours right now. I have a live stream that is a little over an hour long, and it's been getting a whole bunch of views. So I'm excited about that. And so that's why I was like, I'm going to do another live stream that's longer. And if people can't watch it while it's actually happening live, then they can watch it later. And, it's exciting. So, plus, people in my house like Lego, but not as much as I like Lego. And so, if I get a chance, to be able to chit chat or whatever with you guys, instead of sitting all alone and building all alone. Yes, Molnir, I know that you love Lego, and you'd probably be my internet best friend if you lived around close. So, my son and my daughter have built Lego in the past, and my son has some brickheads, and that's about the extent of his Lego. He's got a set that I've got in here that he hasn't built yet, that he got for Christmas in 2018, I think, or no, 2019, and he hasn't built it yet. And then my daughter has like the Friends set, and she's done that. And then she got one of the free sets that I got from Kelly Clarkson was the Upside Down from Stranger Things, and so she got that and she built that. So this one's kind of mortal. So she likes it, and we'll do it. My wife's only built one set once, and then she was bored, so she didn't really do it. So I'm starting to get pretty full here. I'm gonna have to start dumping them into this other bag. There's not as much in here. Oh, I forgot these older sets were only in 3 sets of bags. So this is not going to be. You like the classic Star Wars sets? I don't have any of the. Well, I might have like maybe one of like a retired Star Wars set. Most of the stuff I have, I got because I've been collecting the last few years. And really the Star Wars stuff, I only started collecting it when I got the free stuff from Kelly Clarkson. From Lego on the Kelly Clarkson show. Because it was free, and then I want to do like a Galaxy's Edge. So I've built, if you've seen the video where I did the Lego Star Wars dating game with Rey, I've got that set, which is Snoke's throne room, and I've got an AT-AT that I've built, and a Millennium Falcon that I've built, that's one of the newer ones, and I think that's about it for the Star Wars stuff that I built. I've got other stuff, like the Rise of the Resistance shuttle, and Kylo Ren shuttle, and a TIE fighter, and it's like, they call it the Dorito wing TIE fighter. And then I have another TIE fighter as well that I just got, the one that just came out. Because I haven't done any TIE fighters. I didn't really have Lego when I was a kid. I had a little bit, I think, if I remember, but I really don't remember it much. I had a set of Lego sets that I got in Happy Meal toys when I was in high school, because I worked at McDonald's, and they had Happy Meal toys that were Lego sets, and they were little vehicles, and so I have those. But that's the only Lego stuff that I really had, and I still have those. Okay, so this set here, it's all like they all have the generic. Let me see if I can show you that. The generic minifigure smile right there. So all the figures look the same. Since I'm doing this on the phone, you can make comments, but it pops up and then it's gone really quick. So if you have a longer comment, I know like I saw like a flash of one, but I'm not going to be able to see it. Oh, well, I guess if I touch the screen, it pops up. I've been posting it some different communities, and I've got some advertising people working on it too. So hopefully, I think that's what's helped with my views. So I'm hoping that'll kind of cash it out in the moment. I'm going to try to find the minifigure parts so that way. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minifigures with it. There's like a mirror and a bride and groom and a photographer, and it looks like a little girl with a globe and a little boy with a popsicle stick and a janitor and some kind of a clerk or something, I guess, perhaps. And so that's the 8 figures here. So I've got 4 torsos and 3 heads and a hairpiece. I kind of need a hairpiece myself, actually. So that's a whole other sad story. This set was, like I said, purchased off of Amazon, so I could get one that was new and in box. And it was super, 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 super expensive. But I decided that I was going to have some Lego therapy, and I splurged on this big set. So, that's what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 heads. Oh, you know what? I bet I've got 5 heads and 4 things of hair. I bet that there's other minifigure parts in the different floors. So that's why I don't have everything. So it looks like I've got the bride and the groom and the little girl and the little boy. So I don't know. Mom and Dad are getting married, and the kids are with them, or they're renewing their vows. I don't quite know what's happening there, but that's who I have. The one thing about this is you don't have to worry about whose head goes with what, because all the heads are exactly the same. I do like the later sets that have more detail to them than what these original ones have. Well, I've got. Looks like I've got the photographer too, so I got the photographer too. This is an outfit for the little girl. Again, all the heads are the same, but the hair and the outfits are different. So that's the little girl. The little boy, this here is black, which is somebody's legs. Little coat of arms. Here's his hair. So here's the little boy's hair. The groom, the dad, or whatever, doesn't have hair because he's got a hat. So there's the little boy. Again, generic smiley face, generic Lego smiley face. I think so these black legs go with the groom. And we got one of the generic heads, and then the top hat. Because he's fancy. How many of you, I wonder, the minifigures are your favorite parts of the set? It's probably some of my favorite parts of the set because it's what gives some of the set some personality. So like the little boy here has the short legs that don't bend. And then he's got a shirt on with the little spaceman, the Lego spaceman. And we got some green legs, which I guess that goes to my reporter, or the photographer, the wedding photographer. Here's her torso, which is red. And she's got a press pass on. But I want to say she's a wedding photographer. I guess you could take your picture by the press for your wedding. I don't know. So, generic head for her. And she's a working gal. She's got her hair up in a ponytail. So there she is. Got a little badge on. And let's see. My bride has a head and hair, but does not have her body yet. I think she's got a nice braid. I think she is, yeah, she's got the dress piece. So I need the dress piece and I need some little red legs, and then I've got all of them. Oh, here's some little red legs for the little girl. She has a little magnifying glass piece on the box, so there's the little girl. I need Mama's wedding dress, which is this piece, I believe. Yeah. They didn't even do printing for the wedding dress. So it's just a simple tile, or not tile, a simple block for her dress. So there's my minifigures. Okay, now let's look at the instructions. So the instructions say that the groom and the bride, that the bride is supposed to have a bouquet of red flowers, which that's a little weird. Usually they're white, but hey, if you want to have red, then hey, that's your thing. So I've got red, 2, 3 red flowers. That's going to go on here. And this is normally like the flowers that you would put in the ground to, have flowers growing out of the ground, but they're using it as a bouquet. So whatever floats the boat. Ooh, almost dropped it. Like little red daisies. put these in her right hand. They are in the picture. There you go. Just a nice bouquet of flowers that she's holding. Then, they don't have the recorder have everything. They've got little popsicle. I have a little ice cream truck set, and they're still using these same popsicles for those sets as well. And then the little girl has a magnifying glass. I'm not sure why she has a magnifying glass. I guess that's part of the story that you have to make up as you go along. But, I thought I saw it earlier. Oh well, I'll find it as I go along. So, like I said, bag 1, 2, and 3 are the first, second, and third floors, and the top and the tower. So, let's get going. I don't know if this is backwards to you guys. It's backwards to me on my screen. Can you guys read the box? Is Lego the right direction, or is everything backwards for you guys? If anybody that's watching could tell me that, I would appreciate it. Hello, my viewer friends. Anyone? Bueller? If you tell me that it's there, I would appreciate it. So that way I know if I'm doing this completely backwards. I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's weird to see that, but maybe it transitions and flips it around. Who knows? All right, so like most modular buildings, we're going to start with the sidewalk. Which is a whole bunch of tiles in the dark gray, along with some 2x2s, and then some 1x2s of the dark gray, and then some longer, like 1x8s or 1x6s in the lighter gray. And that's what usually is the sidewalk for these. I had a modular that I made on my own that I took the Creator Expert bus, London bus, and transformed it into a pub. I'll be doing a video on that for you guys to see. Once I get it done, I'll probably put a little tag in this video for it, so that way people can refer to it. I don't know if there's some YouTuber I saw that he calls it modularizing. I don't want to steal his word, but I was turning a set that isn't a modular into a modular. So, I don't know if you can see. Let me see. Since I'm building now, I want you guys to be able to see it. Because if you can't see it, that doesn't really make much sense now, does it? So let me turn these. See if that. Can you see that? No. Let me try to angle this a little differently. All right. I think you can see that better now. May not be able to see as much as me, but how not as fun as the actual Lego set. So, okay. So like I said, we're doing our tiles. There'll be a little, there's always a little piece for like a road grate or a vent that goes in here whenever we have this kind of set. Now in this instruction book, this little grate set, this little grate, looks like it's the lighter color brick. from the description, but I don't see that. I just see the darker colored one. So, actually, no, here it is. This is like that silver metallic, and they used to do the silver metallic, or they do the silver metallic now. They'll put a little star beside it, so it looks like it's shiny, so you know that's what you're looking for. And the older sets didn't do that, I'm finding. So I found a little shiny one because it's not supposed to be this dark gray one. It's supposed to be the shiny one. So I'm putting that in there now. Using my separator tool. Those things are good to have. And now I have quite the collection of them. I've seen people actually make flowers out of this, which is kind of funny. So we're going to put this together and keep working on it. To see how far we can get done tonight on a live stream. And then I probably will finish building it on my own and then post a full video review. But I thought you guys might like to see the process that I go through whenever I get a new set, and how I try to keep myself organized. The plate, it doesn't matter what direction you face, they're all the same. So that's just a square 32 by 32 plate. I would really like to have some music playing, but you can't have music playing because that would possibly be a copyright violation, or it has someone else like claim to your video. So like I have a video that I did with the lounge singer from Series 21 and this bride and groom set, and I sang an Adele song with that, and I got copyrighted on it. So they didn't block the video, it's still there, but they could technically put advertisements on my video and get revenue from my video if they wanted. Now, the video's only a minute, not even a minute long, so it's not like they're going to get rich off of it, but I just thought that was interesting that Adele's people would bother to go after me. But I also felt good because that means that it was sounded close enough that they knew what it was. So they're like, well, that's not so bad. If anybody has any ideas for other little funny parody things I could do with my Lego stuff, feel free to submit an idea in the comments on this video. Also in the comments of this video, you can let me know like what your favorite modular set is. This one's my favorite at the moment because that's one I didn't have, but let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's my 8. And then that means this goes up like, no, that's not right. Again, my tool. It's so helpful to have it. I'm trying to follow the directions, and it's interesting to try to do like this live and think of stuff to say and try to concentrate and try to find what you're trying to find all at the same time. I've watched some guys like Brixie and some of the other ones that do this all the time, and I'm like, how do you keep yourself together without forgetting, what you were doing? So we're learning. This is only my, I think my 4th live video. And so we're trying to figure it out. If you're not watching this live and you're watching a replay, make sure you say hello in the comments. I would appreciate it. And say where you're watching from. So if you are watching this, like I said, say hello in the comments and where you're watching from. I would love to know like where people are and if they're, you know, US or not US or, you know, wherever you might be in this crazy world that we're living in right now. I know, like, life is crazy right now, and hold on, I was looking at my. Yes, many of those YouTube shorts can really get you. Oh, speed champion cars. Well, the the thing is, I don't have any speed champion cars. I have Disney centered stuff. So I've got Marvel sets, I've got Star Wars sets, I've got Disney sets, and I've got the modular and kind of town sets. But I do not have any of the car sets like you're talking about. And the reason why I did that is because I had to limit myself in some way. Because if you just start collecting every single thing that you think is cool, there's no money left in the world to do that. So that's how I limited my stuff. Like I said, if I miss your comment and I don't address your comment, then say it again, because I'm going to be, if I'm looking back and forth, I might miss something, and it's not that I'm ignoring you, it's just I am not, I may not look when it flashes up on the screen, because it's only up on the screen for a second and then it disappears. And it'll reappear if I touch the screen. But turning around and touching the screen every 5 seconds doesn't sound very productive. So, almost done. This little spot here that's left here is going to be a lamp post goes here. And I saw that lamp post earlier. So I think that is everything for the first page. Well, first two steps. Oh, actually, there's one more silver colored grate. There it is. Silver colored grate that needs to go on here. Then 2 more of the dark gray tiles. Those are 1x2s. Got a little ahead of myself. Alright, so this is page 1 and page 2. So you can see like the outline of the front steps of the building and then part of the sidewalk. So we'll turn to step 3 and 4. So 4 of the gray tiles, the 2x2s. 1, 2. What else do I need? 6 of the dark gray 1x2s. 1, 2. 3. 4. more, one more. There's 3 out of my 4 dark gray ones. I need 2 of these. Just the one stud. There's another dark gray tile. Almost everything happens to be in this little bag. It's very helpful. The little bag stuff. Have you ever thought about the process of how Lego bags all this stuff up? Like the machines and stuff? I can't even wrap my head around. I can't even wrap my head around them being able to do this. My little red live button is going. Where is it? And then 2 of these long gray. 2 of these. Well, let's start putting them together and then we'll figure it out. So, the sidewalk is not as wide as a sidewalk normally is because the steps of the town hall kind of come onto the area that's normally completely sidewalk. So the police station set did that as well. It kind of ate up some sidewalk space so they could have more room for the build. I don't know whether I like that or not, but see, like here, this is how wide the sidewalk really is on the modulars. It's this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 8 in width. And the sidewalk down here is only going to be 3. Now, can a minifigure walk through there? Yeah, but it's still a lot limited from what it normally would be. Black studs for these corners. And then still need that one piece from over here. I love to sing and I love music. And so I was at the gym today and they're playing music and they're playing that song Chandelier by Sia. And I think that's about the last song that I heard today. And so now I am singing the Chandelier Song in my head over and over. And it's going to drive me crazy. See, and then I sing that, and then it makes me think of the song Crazy by Patsy Cline. Anybody else like that? Are you like that? If you're like that, leave me a note in the comments that talks about that you're musical and that everything's a song. Seriously, everything is a song. Somebody's written a song about everything. You can think of a topic, and I bet you there's a song about it. Or you could just make up a song about stuff and just sing whatever you want. So I'm making up a song about Lego. Making up a song about Lego. Lego, Lego, that's my song. Lego, Lego all day long. Isn't that beautiful? That's my Lego song. Hopefully no one else has ever come up with that before so I don't get in trouble. All right, so now we're going to start. So this is the end of page 3. Yeah. Cooper's in Texas? Awesome. Um, yeah, thank you. What's your favorite song? Oh man, it went away. There. Your favorite song is Blinding Lights. I don't think I know that song. You want the lights to be blinding? But seriously, that Chandelier Song is still in my head. It's making me crazy. Especially since I am not allowed to sing right now. Then it makes it harder to not sing because I'm not allowed to sing. It's kind of like, you're not supposed to shake open your packages at Christmas. Your parents say, leave the stuff under the tree and don't touch it. But you really want to. Anybody feel this way? I'll switch to these. Stuff in this box. So we're going to look at this box. I could color separate these. And it'll probably make my life easier. Of course, then it makes it go faster. And when you spend as much money on a set as what I spent on this one, do you really want it to go faster? Really? Probably not in the scheme of things. You probably rather just take time and take your time and do it right. I think that was like a Mr. Rogers song or something. See? You never know where the brain is going to go. Ah, there it is. I needed this brick that was 2x3 in black, and I was not finding it. That doesn't make sense. Oh, because I put that one over too close. When you look at the instructions and it doesn't make sense, it's probably because you did it wrong. Knowing when you've made a mistake and being willing to admit it, very powerful. So, I don't know how many of you know this or not, but my mother had Alzheimer's and was in a facility that recently got COVID in it. And so between her Alzheimer's and everything else, she ended up passing away in January. And so she didn't have a lot of money when she passed away, but there was a little bit. And so that's what I used is some of the money that I got from my mom after her passing in order to purchase this set. This is one of those sets that it was so expensive I would have never just gone out and bought it my own. And so that's what it is. So this is kind of, now my mom was one of those people that didn't think that old people should play with toys. And I'm not playing with toys, I'm collecting them, right? And so she would have thought I was crazy that I did this. But to me, this set will then always be connected to her because of that. So I know there's people right now there's lots of people that are dealing with grief and loss and people that are sick and in the hospital, not only here, but obviously all over the world. And so, people are going through difficult times. And for me, Lego is one of those things that kind of helps me deal with stuff. Also because I'm a Christian, my faith helps me deal with that stuff as well. There's a verse in the Bible, and I have a Lego verse challenge video on it. You can look it up. It was the first one I did, and it's from the book of Psalm, And it's chapter 34, verse 18. The Lord is near to those with a broken heart and saves those who are crushed in spirit. And so that's my life verse, and I kind of hold on to that. And I've been holding on to that quite a bit here lately, trying to deal with the mechanics of grief and figuring it out. So I don't know, if there's something that I can pray for you, if there's something going on with you that you need prayer for, and you're watching this back later when it's not live and the comments will stay, put a comment in the video on the comments, and let me know if there's something that I can pray for you, because it's important that we help bear each other's burdens and lift people up in prayer when they need it. I think that's something that we can do to try to, I don't know, we're supposed to love our neighbor as ourselves, and I think a lot of times people who are believers in Christ forget that, because we get so wrapped up in our own little world that we forget that other people are hurting and have needs as well. And so I think, if there's something I can do and take a moment and remember you and what you're dealing with, whoever you are, wherever you are in the world, I think that's something that I should be doing. I think that's something that believers all over the world should be doing, because that's what the gospel's about. That's what Jesus is about, and we have to take that time in order to try to help one another, and not just watch people suffer and not do anything, if that makes sense. So I think we're all kind of guilty of living in our own little bubble and not being concerned about other people. And a lot of times when you've got stuff going on, it is hard to think about what everybody else is going through when you're dealing with things of your own. So anyway, like I said, if you're watching this back later when it's not live and you have a prayer request, feel free to leave in the comments. I see the comments when they pop up on my videos, and I try to respond to all of them. YouTube's pretty good about showing you, hey, you've got a comment that you haven't responded to. So that way you can make sure that people don't feel, again, left out or left behind when they've taken the time to make a comment on a video. I think that's important. If you're doing stuff for your audience, and they took the time to make a comment, the least you can do is say thank you or make a comment back. I try to do that as much as possible. Just remember to do thumbs up on the video if you can. You can do that even while you're watching it live. If you haven't done thumbs up, that's helpful for me as well. So I go to a big church here in Texas. There's lots of big churches in Texas. There's lots of people. And I've been going there since 1997, which is a long time. And one of the things that I do there is volunteer with the student ministry. And I've been doing it this is like my 21st year that I've been helping with the student ministry. And so I really love the students. I really love working with them. I still continue to mentor some of them after they're not in students anymore. So I have a lot of them that I keep in touch with over the years through Facebook and stuff like that. And so I started going to church there. I grew up in church. I grew up going to church and grew up, like I said, raised in church. And at the church that we go to, you kind of make a decision when you want to profess to publicly that you believe that Jesus is the Savior and want to make him Lord of your life. And so I did that when I was 9, and I think I mainly did it because everybody else was doing it, and because my parents, I knew my parents would be happy if I did that because I was growing up in church, and that's just what you're supposed to do, and that's what I thought I was supposed to do. And you should do it if you really believe it. And for me, like I said, I think I just did it because everybody else kind of did it. And so when I got older and I was going to college, I didn't want to have anything to do with church anymore. And because my mom and dad weren't around while I was at school, and because I had to work to put myself through school, I chose shifts where I would have to work instead of go to church. That way I got out of going to church. Now my mom, that I said that passed away recently, she was a believer, and church was a huge deal to her whole life. I mean, she grew up in church, and it was a big deal for her. And so I kind of took it for granted, and I had said that I was a believer, and she wouldn't have had any reason to question me, and so I just kind of did my own thing. So I led a pretty wild and crazy life while I was in college and after college, and made some poor choices and things like that. And then and had no interest in going to church or doing anything churchy. Then I started working at this place, an small accounting firm that I was working at while I was in graduate school, working on my master's. And there was a lady that that worked there, and one of my coworkers, and she was so excited about church. Like, she talked about it all the time. And I thought, other than my mom and my grandma, I hadn't really had anybody who was excited about church. And when you get older and you think you know everything, well, what do those parents and grandparents know, And so I was really not interested or whatever. But she was so excited about church that I was like, I wonder what it is why she's so excited about this. And so I went to her church just to check it out and see what all of her fuss was about, because she was always just talking about, oh, we've got this program, and we're doing this, and we're going to help do stuff with the homeless, and we're going to do this this program for the kids, and we're putting on a play and whatever. And I grew up in theater. That's where the whole musical theater. I had some scholarships for my first couple of years of college that were vocal scholarships, and I've always been dramatic and into theater and that kind of stuff. And so I kind of helped with a play for Christmas there, and I really liked it, and I liked helping. But then I was getting to the age where I was like, you know what? I want to get married someday. But everybody at that church was either married or a kid. Well, there was nobody there for me. And so then I heard about this other church that had a big singles ministry. And that's that church that I ended up at. That's the church I still go to now. And so I went there because I'm like, I'm not going to ever find a wife if I am looking for one at church. And, I had a church that didn't have anybody that was my age. So I went there to try it out. They had a huge choir and music ministry, and so I joined that. Matter of fact, I joined that before I joined the church. So I joined the choir. We did albums and records, and there's still stuff that they're producing today. So it was a big deal.
And I was just right at home in that element and felt like I fit right in. So in May of 1997, I joined the church. And when you join the church, you either have to profess your faith, or you profess your faith and then you say, hey, I was a member of another church, and the other church vouches for you and sends a letter and you can move your membership. So that's what I did. I moved my letter from this other church to the other, and everything's fine. And I did a really good job at playing Christian for a long time. And so, and a lot of people call themselves Christian that aren't necessarily Christian. I like the word Christ follower more myself nowadays, but everybody, that's, personal to each individual person. So I'm not trying to judge somebody else in that regard. So anyway, so I joined the church and I'm there. I met a friend of mine who is now my wife. But we were just friends at the time, weren't dating or anything. And got to know some people there and get more comfortable. And I started doing programs and things, and finding my little spot. And again, like I said, playing good Christian, playing Christian. Meanwhile, I was still living a life that wasn't really glorifying God and kind of pretending a lot. And I think that's what people have a lot of problems with church and people that go to church a lot, because they feel like people are pretending and that their faith isn't really genuine. And they talk about, there's all these heavy issues and things like that. So I went there for a long time. So here is step 6 is done, which is like the outline of the building. And I think this is where the elevator is eventually going to be. This building actually has an elevator, which is one of the reasons that I wanted it. So I was doing playing the Christian thing. And at this time, I really didn't fully grasp that that's what I was doing. I was just doing what I had grown up and been brought up to do. So we had a youth event in 1999 that was called Freedom Weekend. And so I volunteered to help with this youth event. I had never done it before. Like I said, I didn't grow up at that church, so I didn't know what it really was about. And I just started kind of volunteering with junior high students at that point. And so I just wanted to check it out and be a part of it. So I volunteered to be like a co-host, and I was helping drive kids back and forth from the church to these homes where people were staying in and stuff for the weekend. And they got to stay with their friends and hang out, and it's a fun weekend, and they still do it now. And so they gave the kids these books, like this material, to take home, and they studied some of it there, but then the rest of it they just took home. And so I got one of those books, and I still have that book to this day. I don't know what it's called. It's a discipleship book or whatever. So I got the book, and I got home, and this was in May of 1999. So I got home, and I wanted to, start the book from the beginning. They had started like halfway through or whatever. So I got the book, I started reading it, and it was talking about that there are all different kinds of people that call themselves Christians or disciples or believers. And they said there's one that was the casual disciple, and they said that this is somebody who goes to church because that's what kind of everybody else does, especially down here in the Bible Belt, in Texas or whatever, and they go because, like I said, it's the social thing and that's what everybody does. Then they said the second person is the committed disciple or Christian, and and this is someone who truly has given their heart to Christ, does things that that the Holy Spirit leads them to do, and is really a true believer and faith follower. And then the last one was a convinced disciple, and they said that this person is probably somebody that grew up in church and knows all the church answers to things, but really is behind closed doors and stuff like that, is really not a real believer in what they say that they are. And so that kind of hit me. And they gave the example of somebody like that was Judas, which is the disciple that betrayed Christ. And so having that example for me was huge, and it just kind of tore my heart, and I just knew that that I had not really made that decision for myself. And it's an individual decision. And I knew that I, at that point, hadn't made that decision for myself. And so in my apartment on May 25th of 1999, I prayed and I said, Lord, I know that I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. That I want to go to heaven, that I want to be forgiven of my sins. And I know that Jesus can do that. And it's the stuff that I learned growing up, and I knew it mechanically, but like to really truly like have it take root and believe, that's when it happened for me. And my life was still messed up at that moment, and I still had a lot of work that I need to do. And you know what? As my auntie Linda says, God's still working on me, and He is still working on me. I'm not perfect. I don't proclaim to be perfect. I've made some mistakes. I use those mistakes to try to help minister and disciple and mentor other people, especially guys that I work with in my Sunday school classes and stuff like that. And so I made that decision, and then on January 25th of 1999, and then a couple weeks later, it was Valentine's Day of 1999, and I got baptized. And I had been baptized when I was 9, but I really wanted to make sure I was baptized after I believed. And so I got baptized. And actually, my friend, who is now my wife, her family was there. So my future in-laws actually saw me get baptized, which was pretty cool. And that led to some good accountability, and I got a lot of work that I did on myself, with help of friends and family and stuff. And so then my wife, who was not my wife yet, and I started dating, and then we got engaged and we got married, and we've had 2 kids. And while we've had our ups and downs, it's such a God thing that relationship exists. She is super awesome and fantastic, and while she might not like Lego that much, she allows me to have this craziness, and she fixes everything. She's a fixer, and she's done such a good job with stuff around the house, and does way more than I think probably most people do. And so it's just super awesome to have her as a partner in all this. And we, we kind of will mentor some younger couples and stuff along the way as well. And so anyway, we talk about being able to talk about stuff while we're putting stuff together. I decided, you know what? It's a good opportunity to talk about that. So I don't know how many people are going to see this video and whether it will be helpful to you or not. I certainly hope that the Holy Spirit moves in your life, and that some change can come from that. If you have any questions about faith or anything that I've talked about, you can email me at jwdlegofun@gmail.com, and I would love to chat with you over email about that. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I would be more than happy to meet up with you and talk about it, because it's important. It's more important than anything else. More important, the most important decision that you can ever make. And we really have to get to that point where we're remembering, because the church has such negative stigma against it because of, bad experiences people have had with Christians and people that say they're Christians, but then they aren't very loving. And so I want to make sure that I am not one of those people. I want to be loving and accepting and be there and willing to help people when they are feeling stuck or feeling like they're not in a good place. Because I've been there. I've been stuck and been not in a good place. And with my mom passing away last month, I've had a lot of time where I felt that I'm in not a particularly good place. It's been a not easy couple of weeks here, and I'm sure it's probably gonna be harder before it gets easier, because of just so much emotion, especially with the situation that the world is in right now. Let me look at this. I just finished. I started to do the next step, but this is the end of this is step 7. So some more outlines of the main frame, and then some rooms, it looks like, that are going on in here. I don't like to look ahead very much when I'm doing this stuff, because I like to see it develop as it goes along and try to figure out, oh, that's a this or that's this. And so I don't really look ahead too much. I like to kind of be surprised by what I'm building and what it turns out to be. So let's see. Now we're going on to step 8. I already did little stairs for that. There is this odd piece. One of the dark grates. I don't know what this is. Oh, I think this is just the base of where the elevator will sit. So that goes there. Probably the elevator rests on that little piece, so that's probably what that's for. One of these dark little roof tiles. That's all. Dog hair. I'm upstairs in our house. The dog is not allowed upstairs, yet there's dog hair. It's like you can't escape it. As you can tell, I don't have much hair, so it's not my fault. But that's also the thing about living with my wife and my daughter, and that my son is having to try to get used to, is that there's hair everywhere, and it's just a fact of life. I don't think there were any little pieces over here, but I'll find those in a minute. So let's go on to something else. There's a white. I guess there's some stairs that go down here. I don't know where they're going to, but make sure you put thumbs up if you're watching the video. Make sure you put a thumbs up for me. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I missed a couple of spots. There's some pieces here. They're supposed to go here, and I missed those in step 7, so I'm going to go back and retrace that. That's the one thing about this, you know, everything kind of follows after everything else, so if you miss something, you definitely can't avoid it. Oh, you know what? I have those, and I threw them back. I had these pieces here, and then I looked ahead, and then I thought I had the wrong pieces, and I put them back, and then I realized I had the right pieces. So that's no fun. All right, I think that does that. So now more steps. More steps. This is probably not good for my back, but I need to have some circulation from sitting in that stool for so long. All right. Got that. Then there's some, putting this little grate on the back door. And then a little 1x2 tiles, kind of like to make a very small porch. From the angle of the picture, I couldn't tell that that was over there very well. And so I was really trying to figure out, I'm like, where did those pieces go? Alright, so now I just need the 4 roof tiles. Oh, there they are. Little roof pieces, little slanted roof pieces, which also go over here in the elevator bank. And yes, I said I don't look ahead, but the elevator bank, the elevator, is just something I read about in this set. So which is piqued my interest in. But I didn't look at it too much beyond that. I used to study all these things when they came out, the newer ones, but then I stopped doing it because I'm like, I'm ruining the surprise for myself if I'm looking at it ahead of time in all the videos. Now, then that could be said, you go, well then John, why am I watching your video? Because you're giving away this. But I'm not really giving it away because this is a really old set. So it's more about just getting to hang out with me, which, you know, I'm amazing, right? Not really. Cooper, that's the same church that I go to. So we go to the same church. Imagine that. I wonder if you're a Cooper that I know. Cooper, what grade are you in? Hopefully I'll see it later pop up. Yeah, look at this. Base plate.
Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Another thumbs up. Make sure when you're watching this to please thumbs up the video. It's very, very important. Because that means that YouTube knows that you like it. Let's see what else we got. So, okay, that completes step 8. I'm pretty sure I've got everything. So step 8 is all done. There's steps that go up here, steps that are coming down here, and then a back door, and some more steps here. I don't know. We'll see what it comes out to. But there's a little closer look. This is the height, the front. Pretty big building, and seems to be pretty sturdy so far. So now we're going to go on to step 9. Step 9, some more height for our stairs. Seriously though, if you heard my testimony that I gave earlier in the video, and you want to make a decision, you want your life to be changed, make sure that you send me a message, jwdlegofun@gmail.com. It's the name of my channel, no spaces or anything, @gmail.com. I would love to hear about your decision. I would also love to be able to talk to you about it. Yes, it is a great church. But you know what? It's not the church that's great. It's the people, God's people that are the church that make it great. That's what makes the difference. And, just trying to do the best you can in service to the Lord on a daily basis. And that's really all that God's asking of us. He knows we're not perfect. So he, to be able to, be able to live a life like, for me, part of the comfort that I have with my mom is that I know that one day I will see her again in heaven. And that's why it says in the Bible that, believers, we grieve not as everyone else does, but because we grieve with hope, the hope that we will see our loved ones again someday, and that this earth that we're on and what we're going through here is not the end of our journey. It's really just the beginning if you believe in Christ. So it's a privilege to have that opportunity to have faith, and that there used to be a song called Jesus Doesn't Care. It was by a group called Point of Grace. You can Google it, Point of Grace, and look up the lyrics to the song Jesus Doesn't Care. It is really powerful, and it says, really what it is in the nutshell is, it doesn't matter. I think a lot of people think, well, if I'm going to go to church, they're going to expect me to be perfect, or I have to be perfect to go to church. And it's all about a whole bunch of rules about you can do this and you can't do that, and you can't do this and you can't do that. And while there is some of that, per God's direction of things we should and shouldn't do, everything that He has asked us to do and not to do is ultimately for our own best life. And I'll tell you, I have not gone wrong in following the Lord. When I've had problems, it's when I haven't been pursuing the Lord and doing what I know is His will according to the Bible. And people can argue about scripture and stuff all day long.
This is a lamp post, and I'm going to put it on there because I found it and I know where it goes. So the lamp post is right there on the front. And people can criticize and argue with you about theology and what the Bible says and what the Bible doesn't say and what it really meant and what it doesn't mean. But they can't argue with your experience, your life change, your heart change. That's not something that someone can argue about. You are the only one that can tell your story and know what your story is and your experience. So make sure that you're sharing that when you can and when you have a chance. That being said, if you have a story about your faith in Christ that you think would help someone else, and keep it PG rated, then feel free when this video reposts, when it's not live anymore, to put that in the comments. You can put it in the comments now, but it'll be lost. If you put it in the comments now, it won't be seen when people replay the video. But if you want to say hi, hello, there's a couple new people that popped on. So please give me a thumbs up on the video. Hope you're doing well. Say hi in the chat so I know you're watching. If I miss it, say it again so that it'll pop up, because my screen, I'll press it again. I'm using my phone, and so the stuff, what am I saying? The stuff only pops up, as it's being said. So a shout out again to Cooper Brown from Plano, Texas, and who goes to the same church that I go to. It's a small world. If you're watching this live, I just gave my testimony not too long ago, so you might want to catch that if you come back and replay this again later. Let's see what else. I think this is step 9 that we're on here, and I think that completes step 9. So the lamppost isn't supposed to be on here yet. There it is. You see it? But there's some windows that are underneath here, and I don't know if that's just going to be support structure or what, but we'll see. I'm coming to you live from my Lego build area. I'm not in the frame here because I want people to be able to see what I'm doing down here, but I'll lean in and talk to you every once in a while. We're getting ready to do step 10 of the first floor. And so I'll do that next. Need 3 of these big black pieces. One here. Excuse me. We had Whataburger for dinner. We had friends that gave us a gift card after my mom passed away, and for Whataburger, and so we were using that to go out to dinner tonight. It's nice to be able to have that, so you don't have to worry about cooking dinner all the time, and especially with life gets busy and people are running around and trying to figure out what you're doing. So I know I appreciate it, and I'm sure my wife appreciates it too. So now we need 6 of these 1x8 dark gray tiles. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. These are going here. And then your last gray one that goes here. And then another one that goes here. And this piece here I put too far back. There, that's better. sometimes you can't tell like the dimensions of stuff until you put it in place and you're like, oh no, that's not in the right spot. This is supposed to be a 14 plus set, but nowadays it would be an 18 plus set. I think it would, but because it's 14 plus set and it's older, it has blue instructions instead of the stupid black pages that I don't like. It's not that I don't like the color black. It's just trying to UC black with all this detail on it. It's no bueno. Taco bueno or otherwise. Speaking of bueno, I love Taco Bueno. Only Texas area people get that, I think, though. I don't think they have that all over. And don't say Taco Bell, please. Now, my son loves Taco Bell. But he's about the only one in our family. I will go with him, though, when he wants to go. I'm one of the only ones that will go with him. Because I love him. He's a good kid. He can sometimes test my patience. Okay, he can a lot of times test my patience, but all in all, he's a good kid. That is not what I want. So, like I said earlier, I took the small bags and dumped them in here, and the bigger bags and dumped them in here because there's only 3 sets of bags. There's bags for the first floor, second floor, and third floor. And so, separating the small stuff and the bigger stuff, it makes it a little bit easy. Now you could separate every single thing by color, but pardon me, I don't usually do that, and I don't want to bore you to death by having me do that. Okay, so what else we got going on here? Got all those pieces, got all those pieces, got that piece. It was showing me this spot. I don't know if you can see this or not. You know, they highlight in the instructions in red where the new stuff is supposed to go. And there's this 2x3 black brick that's right there. And I knew I needed it, but I couldn't see where it went until just now. I had to like pull the instructions up to my face so I could see. It's terrible. Terrible. Oh my. All right, so there's that. And I think that, there's another one of those that goes over here. This is very interesting. I'm really interested in what this inside is going to look like. I don't know if this is supposed to be the courtroom or what. I mean, it's town hall. I would think it has a courtroom in it. But maybe not. Where's that tile? Oh. So then there's a little gray tile that goes over here. A little 1x1 plate that goes here. This is the elevator area. All right, so that is step 10 complete. So step 10 is complete. You see the stairs and the height of the stairs. And then there's a back door and some more stairs that are inside. And some little stairs that are inside right here. So I'm very curious to see what all this is going to be. I thought I was going to get through a first set of bags tonight, but this is still a lot left, and we're only on bag 1. So definitely that's not going to happen tonight. But what I'm going to do is we'll cut this off when it gets a little bit after 2 hours, and then it'll repost so people can see it. And then I will, on my own, finish building this. I might do another live. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to finish building this as I go along. And then when I get the finished build and review the whole set, then I can tag back and forth between this video and the other. Because, especially, you know, this set, because it's older, not everybody gets to see it pulled out of the box for the first time. And you get to see what everything looks like and all that stuff. So, my poor little minifigures over here. All right. Now we will go on to step 11, which is on page 14 of the book. Like I said, if you're watching this, well, hello, Bonnie D. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you're watching this video and you're new to the live stream tonight. It's been going pretty well and having a good time here. We're on step 11 and it's coming along quite nicely. It's really hard to tell between the light and the dark sometimes. So like, I know that this is supposed to be dark, but on the page, the colored instructions look like it's light. And so that's kind of messing with my brain right now. And if you know me, my brain doesn't need to be messed with. I've got enough problems without my brain being messed with. You know what I'm saying? No one needs their brain messed with right now. We got enough to deal with. I'm going to throw the darker pieces over here just because I think that will help. We'll kind of find stuff later since the pieces are not, there's not as many small pieces. And it'll be helpful because the light and the dark gray to have them in 2 different places. I think the dark gray has changed over the years because this is almost like, it feels like it almost has a blue tint to it. Like, I don't know, like this is the track for the Lego train, the Disney train, and I don't think it's the same color. I think it's just slightly different. But it could be just my eyes playing tricks on me. So. Don't believe my color claims, just in case. You have to do your own investigation. This is my legal disclaimer on color claims. Does that make sense? That is so cool that Cooper Brown from Plano, Texas tuned in and found out that we go to the same church. It's so crazy. It's a small world after all. And I can't sing that song. I don't know, that song might be in public domain at this point because it's been gone over so much. But I'm not going to find out. I don't want to get in trouble. Every once in a while I touch the screen over there because I can see people comment, but they don't stay up there. And so when they disappear, I've got to go back and try to pull them up so I can see them. I am tired. It is 8:30. Can you believe it? It is 8:30 p.m. here in the United States, in Texas, Central Time. Most of the dark gray stuff because I know I'm going to eat all that next, so I might as well have it over here. All right, so 1, oh, okay. So there's 1, 2, 3 of these. There's 1, 2, 3. All right, there's the third one. One, two. I hear that 1, 2, 3, and that makes me think of that Chandelier Song by Sia, which is what I was talking about earlier. That song is in my head. I don't know. If you're allowed to listen to that song, listen to it for me, even though I can't. I don't want to be copyrighted. If you're new, also, I gave my testimony earlier in the video. So when this reposts, make sure you go back and watch it. It's something that's very important to me. And if you're trying to get to know me better, you're a fan of the channel, it'll be a great way for you to get to know me better. And if you make a decision or you have any questions about anything that I said, then you can email me at jwdlegofun@gmail.com. So it's the channel name, like no spaces, @gmail.com. I also tried out for Lego Masters, but I haven't heard back from them since we did some of the audition stuff, and there's 5 bazillion people that auditioned. So I'm assuming that I'm not going to get to do it at least this year. Maybe, maybe next year, getting some more experience under my belt, as it were, because I'm so new to this whole Lego thing, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that have way more experience than I do and are getting the opportunity to be able to do it. So good luck to them. I'm sure there's a lot of them that I've met in the Lego communities and stuff online that I have run across. Because the Lego A-full adult fan of Lego world is not, it's pretty big, but there's a lot of paths that cross, like on Facebook groups. I'm on A-Fulls, adult fan of Lego on Facebook, crazy A-Fulls, and some of them kids. They're not for kids. Definitely a lot of the humor and stuff is stuff that, but if you're an adult, it's an adult thing. So I don't make up the rules for the groups. They just do what they do, but it's kind of part of being part of it. So And oh, there's these 1x3 bricks that have a little arch in them, and they are going over here. It almost looks like it's making it so it's like little downspouts or something, kind of decoration to the front of the building, which I don't know if you can see that or not. It's like it makes a little arch and there's a downspout. So I don't know if they're just trying to be decorations or what, but a little different detail that I haven't seen before, and so that's fun. That's the other thing about you get all these different sets, and while you may not be doing a lot of sets yourself, it's nice to be able to see the different techniques that they're using, because then you can use them in future builds yourself, which is nice. Some dark gray pieces, so they're hiding over here. Trying to find my last little arch. Oh, there it is. So there's 4 of these arches in the front, along the sides of the sidewalk. Let's see if you get closer there, you see the arches. If you're new to the video, make sure you give a thumbs up. I really appreciate that, and that helps me. I'm sorry about people stub toe and hitting their head on their chair. Please be careful while you're watching videos. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks. It's pretty cool, huh? And it's got all these stairs and things in there, and stairs that come up the back. This is a little elevator area, I think, over here. So this is step 11 that I'm working on now. I think we're getting ready to kind of close this up and put the floor on it. So I'm trying to make sure I've got all my parts where they need to be. I need a dark gray, there it is, 1x1 brick, and then I've got, that's all covered, that's all covered, that's all covered, that's all covered, this is covered. Alright, I think that's it. So now I have to put these plates in here. So I have 5 of these plates, which I've already set aside. And then I've got a 4x8 plate. You know what? This is that bag of extra stuff that was over here on the side. I thought, surely I'm not going to use that for a long time, and I bet I'm having to use it right now because I cannot find this other plate I was looking for. Well, there went that idea. That's not going to work. Let's leave these over the side so they don't take up room. Well, remember I was talking about that dog hair earlier? There's another one. Where does it come from? The dog is not allowed upstairs. Gosh. Okay, there it is. So this one is going to go right here. Right here. And we got a 2x something. It's going to go right here. So So basically I'm putting this floor in, and that means that these little windows and things that were down here underneath, those little windows that are underneath, that's just support. I thought, that might be a little secret escape hatch or something down there, but it's not. So I guess that's one of those alternative build things that you could do and add something down there, or you'd hide a minifigure down there and nobody would know that you put something down there. Oh, a skeleton. Oh, that would be fun. Where's the skeleton at? I've got a skeleton. This is one of the skeletons that's from my Pirates set. Now, people say where the bodies are buried. So I could put that skeleton underneath there, and then I wouldn't find him again until I reconstructed this set. Which is probably not going to be for a long time, so I'm not going to do it. But that would be a fun thing to do. Oh yes, it could be like an escape room for the mayor minifig, which I have not made yet. I've got a bride and a groom and a little boy and a little girl and a press person or photographer person, and that's what I've got. Then okay, now we're doing like the outlines of the other side. So that is going to go here. And then I'll have a little 1x1 tile go here. Put a little light gray on top of the dark gray pieces. When you're talking about light gray, then it makes you want to talk like this. Then you can sound like you're very upper crust. Do you know what it means to be upper crust? Not up a crust. That's upper crust. Get it? So we're working on step 12 here. Woo-hoo! So if you want to know how long this takes to unbox, to organize, and then to start building and get through step 12, has taken us almost 2 hours. And look how much we've got built here. We got the foundation. You got to have a firm foundation. There's a word in that right there. But it's got to be more than that. There's songs. There's another song in there. There's another song in there. I feel it. Okay. And there's a 6. Keep finding 1x6 tile. I need 1x6. Plate. Aha, 1x6 plate. Light gray. Now I need another one. And then a little one by itself. And then another 3. Isn't this exciting? Let's see. Somebody else say something? Thank you. Yes, I am going to finish this stream as soon as I finish this step number 12. And then, if you want to see updates, you'll have to check on Facebook. I might do another live stream. I don't know. But for right now, what I do know for sure is that I'm going to do this. Finish this one that I started. And two more 3x1s. Come on, 3x1s. 3x1s, 3x1s. It's my new 3x1 song. My single drops this week. Yes, Molnir, it helps. Every little bit helps. And it helps that you're a real person and not a robot. Well, unless you're a robot. Molnir, you're a robot. You're not a robot, are you? That's it. Step 12 is done. So, there we go. I'm excited to see what this is going to be. If you or your parents or somebody has Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/JWDLegoFun and follow me on there. Then you can see updates as I go along. I may do another live stream at some point, but for right now, this is the one that this is the progress that I'll have on the live stream. So, plus it's getting late and I'm old and my back hurts, so I need to take a break. So, as always, thank you for watching. And remember to like the video and subscribe and turn on the alerts here at JWD Lego Fun as we progress. And we're going to keep building. I have so many sets that I have put together, including the London bus that I converted into a modular pub and to show you. And so be watching for alerts for that. And share videos and things, because trying to get to my monetization up, and I would appreciate all the help I can get. So have a good night, happy Tuesday, and we will see you next time. Bye.